Hey guys. So, first of all, I apologize for not doing a confessional lately. I know it's been a couple of days. So, I'm here to talk about Swap Viver episode 8. Man, there's a lot that we need to discuss. Things got crazy, as you all witnessed in that last episode. So, let's back up, shall we? I think the last confessional that I did with you guys, I kind of made it clear that Sean was the person that I desired to leave this game next. Is that what happened? Let's find out, shall we? So, this whole time throughout this game, I have tried my best to have different alliances, alliances of three. Myself, Coco, and Panda. Myself, Coco, and Brady. Myself, Henry and Coco. Myself, Katie and Brady. Myself, Mick and Panda. Just to give you a few examples. Just to always make sure that I was good with the majority of the players in this game. The problem, though, is when you get down to the final 10 and there's only 10 people left in the game, you really have to be careful with who you share information to because people are talking. Like everyone is talking to everyone. As we're planning for this vote, well, before we get to the vote, the immunity challenge, oh my God. Now, I like this challenge. Okay, I do like this challenge. You guys did the flag challenge. You pick one, two, or three flags. You started off with 100 flags. And the person who grabs the last flag wins immunity. Yikes. This is what happened. Now, I'm going to blame Brady for this. I blame Brady. When we did this challenge, Brady was like being funny and like stalling. And I guess he thought he was being funny. But when he does that, he's really annoying people. Um, and he really dragged this challenge out so much to the point where Justin told him, he said, if you don't hurry up, when my food gets here, I'm going to go eat. And that's what Justin did. Justin left and he went to go eat. When Justin came back, the challenge continued, but it was so late at that point that when it was Mick's turn, Mick just fell asleep. He just couldn't take it anymore. I feel bad because the European players, they have it rough because they're like 5 to 6 hours ahead of us. So they're tired. You know, these challenges a lot of times are like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning for them. So Nick had to go to bed. The next day, it was literally 6 o'clock, like 2 hours before Tribal Council. The challenge still was not over. Crazy. And see, a lot of times in this challenge, I've seen it hosted in the past where people would just pick the number three. They would just grab three flags just to hurry up and end the challenge. But people were picking one a lot and twos. They weren't just picking all threes. They were trying to be strategic. Excuse me. Now, as a host, that would have drove me crazy. It didn't bother me too much as a player. But what we ended up doing was we went to a randomizer like rocks just to decide a winner because we just had to move on. Tribal Council was literally at 8 o'clock, and Katie won immunity. So finally, this time going to rocks did her a solid favor. So congrats, Katie. Good for her. We're planning for this vote, and I'm talking to people, my alliance members, and everyone is good with Sean. But then Henry told us about the plan to maybe put 4 votes on Mario, 2 votes on Sean. The people voting were me, Mick, Panda, Coco, Henry, and Brady. We had like a alliance chat just for this vote. So the plan was to do 4 votes on Mario and 2 votes on Sean. The reason being, if Sean plays an idol like we think he has one, we want 2 votes. We want Sean to have the minority votes so that way the person with the most votes would go home, in that case being Mario. That was a plan. I was fine with it. Sean approached me like at the last minute, like right after the challenge. It was like, hey, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you did what was best for your game. I didn't go off on him or anything like that. I just played it cool. It's a game. Um, so when he asked me who was I voting for, I said, I've heard the vote is Mario. Are you okay with that? And he said, yes. But I'm worried it's me because people are not talking to me. This is perfect. I want Sean to be worried because I know that Sean has an idol. I just know it. My gut is telling me that Sean has an idol. However, I get on a Google Hangout call And the vote changes to Justin because this is what's going on. Mick is close to Mario. Mick does not want Mario to go. The perception is also that Henry is close to Sean, and Henry does not want Sean to go. So, and then you have Brady. He's close to Katie, but Katie had immunity, so she was safe. So what's happening is everyone has these little side pieces. Everyone's protecting their little side pieces. And instead of voting for Mario, the vote got changed to Justin. I can't even remember whose idea it was. I think it was Coco's or Brady's. But Coco changed her vote to Justin. Brady changed his vote to Justin. Mick voted for Justin. Panda voted for Justin. And then I voted for Justin. The problem is I made a mistake because I wanted to tell Henry about the vote switch, and I didn't do it because it was so last minute. And my alliance did not trust Henry, so they didn't tell him anything. I trust Henry. I wanted to tell him. I asked Panda if it was okay to tell him. She was like, you do you. And I don't know why I didn't tell him. I just didn't. The votes come out, and Sean plays an idol. He has no votes cast against him. So we flushed an idol, which was perfect. That's what we wanted. Mario gets 1 vote. Henry is the only person that voted for Mario. Brady gets 2 votes. That shocked me. That was probably the biggest blindside of this season. I was shocked that they voted for Brady instead of me, Panda, or Coco. Why would they not try to take a shot at one of us 3? Like, we're obviously a trio. I'm shocked that Brady was the person that got those votes. But again, this is perfect because Brady survived, and him getting those 2 votes, you know, he's not going to come after us because we didn't vote for him. And then Justin goes home. Everyone else votes for Justin. And Justin admits that he had an idol. And as you saw in my confessionals, I've been saying this all the time, all along. I knew Justin had that idol. I knew it because I timed it. Everyone was sleeping, and I knew that he was awake during that idol hunt in the beginning of the game. I knew he had the idol. So this was a really good tribal council. We were cracked. We were messy. We were all over the place. But at the end of the day, we flushed 2 idols. We sent one person home by wasting an idol. We sent another person home with an idol in his pocket. And that's what I was telling you guys. I feel like I play better without having idols. You can find an idol. It takes skill to find an idol. It's a beautiful thing. But if you don't play the idol correctly, then it doesn't do you any good. Yeah, it's great that Sean and Justin found those idols. But one of them wasted an idol, and one went home with an idol in his pocket. So what good does it do you if you don't play it correctly? And see, by me not having an idol, I'm able to play this game more aggressively because I'm thinking this person has an idol, this person has an idol, let's vote this way, let's vote that way, thinking outside of the box. I also know that Henry has the Messiah idol. I don't know who had the Merge idol. But I still with there being 2 idols left in this game, me knowing where one of those idols are is huge. That's huge. But getting back to Henry, I do regret if I somehow make it to the final tribal council in this game. Okay, I know I'm jumping ahead, but if I were to make it to the final tribal council of this game, and a juror was to ask me the question, "What is one thing about your game that you regret?" My answer to that question would be not telling Henry that we voted for Justin. I don't know why I didn't tell him that. I think it was just so little time to prepare for the vote. The vote kept constantly changing. I was frustrated, and I just wanted it to be over with. Henry was sad. He felt really left out because every single person lied to him about this vote. And I know how that feels. When I played Ryan's game, Survivor Celestial Isles, I was left out of the vote when Kat went home. And I was so furious at Angie and Darius for not telling me or for lying to me during that vote that I lost trust with them. And we did not work together any longer. And the 3 of us ended up being voted out back to back to back. So I understand that Henry is upset, and I'm doing the very best I can to console him and let him know that we still trust him because he feels alone. It's not a good feeling when you have proven your loyalty to your alliance and they leave you out of the vote. that was one of that was a decision that I made to just do what everyone else in my alliance did, and I wasn't thinking. Um, you know, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes in my gameplay, so that's definitely something I regret. We then ended up making an alliance chat with me, Panda, and Coco and Henry, the four of them. Coco trusts Henry more than she trusts Mick, and I do as well. I don't think Panda trusts Henry necessarily more than Mick, but me and Coco do, and Panda's with us. So I'm trying to make sure that Henry feels comfortable so that he doesn't target one of the girls, Coco. I don't want him coming after Coco or Panda, because if he does that, we got problems. If he is deciding to target one of them, that's when I'm going to have to let Henry go. And I don't want to do that. I want us all to work together. The problem is not Henry, Mick it seems like he wants to target Henry next, which is not good. And if somehow Henry becomes in danger, I'm going to tell Henry to play his idol. If I know Henry's getting the majority votes and got votes coming his way, I'm not going to hide that from him. I'm going to tell him. Because as far as I know, I'm the only person that Henry's told about this idol. He hasn't told anybody else. Um, so, so yeah, Justin is voted out. That worked out good for me. It was a big win. I voted for Justin the last tribal council, so it was pretty easy for me to vote for him again. He just wasn't really active in the game, and just not really someone that I intended on going deep with. So he was going to have to go eventually, and he left with an idol. So like I said to you, like, my alliance was in the minority at the last tribal council when Esther left, but you see how everything just changed this tribal council, and now we vote in the majority. That's how this game is. Things change constantly. It's crazy. You constantly have to adapt to this game. You're never out of it, and to the very end. You can't give up. So it's final 9, and we had an immunity challenge last night, and right now we are just waiting for the results of that challenge. Um, it was basically like categories, but you didn't have to pick a certain letter. You could pick any letter that you wanted to. 20 different categories. I hope that I win this. It would be nice to get one win, at least one immunity challenge win under my belt for my resume this season. The other thing is, tomorrow night is going to be brutal because you guys revealed that it is a double tribal council. Yikes. So I'm assuming this is the twist. There was a twist where when you said roll call in the chat, the first person to say activate would get an advantage. And I went as fast as I could with that. I was kind of shocked that I wasn't first. Like, I feel like I had to be in the top 3 at least. I was shocked that I didn't get that. I wanted it because my understanding, you said advantage. I don't know if all that did was just activate this twist for the double tribal council, or if someone really got an advantage. Speaking of advantages, I know I'm kind of all over the place in this confessional. I'm sorry. I'm just anxious about these immunity challenge results. I'm looking at my computer. Brady told us, I was on a Discord call with Brady, Coco, and Panda, and Brady told us that he had an extra vote. So he got that at some point, but apparently he gave that extra vote to Coco. So now we've got Coco with an extra vote, and we have me knowing where the Messiah idol is. So we're looking pretty good. I still want to go all the way to the end with the girls. I'm never going to vote them out. I'm assuming it's a final 3. I hope it's a final 3. I really hope it is, because if it's a final 2, yikes, that would really suck. But it's final 9. Where I've made it to the single digits. That's always a goal of mine in terms of playing Survivor games. I always want to get to the single digits. The last Survivor game I played, I finished in 9th place. So hopefully that does not happen this time, because I'd be very sad. I don't want to finish in 9th place. I want to win. So I'm just going to keep doing everything I possibly can to make sure that people feel comfortable with me, and make sure that they don't want to target me, and just trying to keep my people together. I really have to comfort Henry right now and assure him that assure Henry that I'm with him. He messaged me today and said Amanda hasn't said anything about our Alliance chat, sad face. So I need to talk to her. She hasn't been online too much today. I got to find out where she is and make sure that she talks to Henry and make him feel comfortable about working with us. So we're waiting for these immunity challenge results, which will be revealed soon. And the next confessional that I do, I will fill you guys in on my thoughts about what happens at this double tribal council tomorrow night. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to do my very best to survive both of them because we're going to be going from final 9 to final 7, and I really want to make it this final 7 really bad. I got a lot more game left to play, and I'm not ready for it to end just yet.